Our distinguished keynote speaker was recently appointed by President Rodrigo R. Duterte to helm our government's lead institution in advancing science and technology in our country and in harnessing the same for the equitable development of our nation and people. Prior to this recent appointment, he spent 42 years in public service before retiring in 2014. He rose from the ranks as an instructor to full professor of industrial engineering at the University of the Philippines, Diliman, where he also served as chair of the Department of Industrial Engineering and Operations Research, as director of the Institute for Small-Scale Industries, and as vice president for planning and development. From UP Diliman, he was seconded to the Department of Science and Technology 3 times for 15 years, where he served as Planning Service Head of the Technology Application and Promotion Institute, Director of the same DOST unit, and as Undersecretary in the department. He earned his degrees in Chemical Engineering and Industrial Engineering from UP Diliman and took graduate studies in Operations Research at the Polytechnic Institute of New York. He was named Outstanding Professional of the Year in the field of engineering in 1999, received the UP Alumni Association Distinguished Alumnus Award for Public Service in 2011, and a Congressional Citation in 2012 for being the first Filipino elected to chair the United Nations Commission on Science and Technology for Development. Fellow members of the Outstanding Young Scientists Incorporated, participants and guests to the OYSI 11th Annual Scientific Meeting, ladies and gentlemen, it is our honor and privilege to have with us here today as keynote speaker the Secretary of the Department of Science and Technology, the Honorable Fortunato P. de la Pena.
Maraming salamat, Dr. Maribel Sese. Good morning to everyone. I think I feel much better today to be in the company of relatively young people. You know, we were in a cabinet activity yesterday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And you know the crowd there. I think the average age is about my age. But you know, I can see very familiar faces, friends, and while I am greeting the President in a special way, I would also like to greet them in a special way, particularly those who will be having presentations today. And of course, the first one is the acting President of the National Academy of Science, Dr. Diary. And we have Dr. Rasco over there. It says here, Outstanding Young Scientist. We have a startup at the bottom and we will have a get up at the top, so that we will have really a more complete assistance program for entrepreneurs, because this is our hope for creating jobs and for contributing to the economy. Now, as far as the scientific and technological services are concerned, our goal really is to be able to catch up in terms of the range of services that we will be able to deliver, particularly to industry. And as materials testing laboratory, or ADMATEL, we have heard about the Electronics Products Design Center, or EPDC, and inspired by what I saw in Vietnam. In Vietnam, the research institutes are separate from the testing and standards laboratories. And they have 3 almost identical laboratories for testing and standards in the 3 parts of Vietnam. So they have exactly the same facilities found in North Vietnam, in Central Vietnam, and in South Vietnam. So the access to services is relatively equitable in terms of the location. So we will, I hope we can do something about that. As I said, we cannot put up big laboratories in all regions. In the first place, at the moment, the demand for services is still limited in some areas, but there are places where the demand for services is high. The other area which I think trying to put emphasis on is really to tap the services of our experts. We cannot, for example, at DOST, easily employ more people because of the budgetary requirements. But there are people, I'm happy to report to you, who have volunteered saying, if you need my services or our services, you can call on us and we will render services for free or pro bono. I think that this is the spirit of what we